This is our office space. It was clogged 2 days ago. We had a massive clean out, filled up 3 yellow bins plus a few red ones of our neighbours as well, with their permission of course. And what we're doing, we're getting new flooring laid down because it flooded out last year, early last year in the heavy rain. And what I'm going to do now is waterproof the floor before they come in and lay the new floor on Monday. So we've lifted all the old carpet, knocked down the nails, pulled them out, and now what I'm doing, I'm cleaning up this end. But this is what came out along here. All the timber was rotten on this skirting board, and the wall was wet as well. And that's because of all the water that filled up our drywall outside during the rain. So we're going to put a new floor back to about this point here, in line with our doorway. So I'm just sanding off now just this epoxy paint I had down here to level it off, and I'm going to put either 3 or 4 coats of Aquacoat undercoat, which is an excellent moisture barrier, because we had moisture problems down in this area down here. You'll see where we cut a piece of carpet out because it had gone all mildewy and it was horrible. Anyway, the new floor is coming on Monday, so I'm going to run through it all between now and then. So I'm using the, let me have a look. So I'm using the Aquacoat undercoat to do this job. That's the part B or hardener. Notice the tin pourers I've used, they're absolutely brilliant. And our part A, what I did, I put our marked a mixing stick at 50mm and 50mm, sat it up right in the bucket, put 50mm deep of resin in first, then 50mm of hardener, and then I've mixed it with our drill mixer and just made sure it's rolled over and it's well mixed. There's no waiting time once you get it mixed, and there's no smell coming off that either, so you haven't got any solvent in it. It's water based. If I wanted to thin it, I'd use water, and to finish off I'll just clean this fella up. I'll leave that there. I've got a plastic tray here at the back where I keep all my dirty gear in. Right, no, that way you don't get stuff on your bench everywhere. You will if you don't do that. Alright, I'm going to put a pourer on this fella. I'm going to go and start painting. What I've done, I've poured it out onto the floor and then just using a foam roller to move it around, so you can go and pick up and just slide backwards and forwards. Do it go a couple of ways where you got holes and that in it. You can just keep going over until you fill those holes in. Don't leave them. That's where the moisture will come up through. Make sure you fill them in. And once you've gone one way, right, come back and go the other way. Okay, that's all there is to it. Pick up a bit more and away you go. And roll him in, and this is looking good. Once you haven't got defined roll lines, see these bits just here? That means it's a bit thicker where it's come off the end of the roller. Try and take those out. Means you've still got a bit too much. Notice how it's still opaque. The Aquacoat undercoat's designed to force you to put more coats on, because what you want to do is build up a reasonable thickness. This is when you're doing boats and that, so that when you sand it, you're not taking all the covering off the high spots and still got low spots. It's a high build, but it can only do so much. I'm mixing up about 3 litres at a time, and this is the result I've had so far. So I've got about a bit over half the floor done. It's used somewhere between 2.5 and 3 litres. In places it's fairly porous. You'll see here there's quite a bit of porosity. It hasn't, or what happens, there's loose cement or stones at the surface. I put the epoxy on and they come off, and they've got to put some more effort into filling those holes. I've done pretty well so far. There's just a few spots here to finish off because I was a little short on paint. But that's what it looks like after you got one coat on. So I'm about to do I mixed another 2.5 litres to 3 litres, and I'm about to throw that down, and that'll finish off, and I'll start over that side with another coat. So I'm well into the second coat. Notice how I've tinted the aqua coat undercoat to make sure I cover it all. It's a good technique, and if I put another coat on, if I've got enough to put another coat on this, I'll probably go a bit dark or a bit light. I might even go back to the white, so that you can contrast it. The extended pole's very handy, so I've been able to cover okay. And little trick, when you're painting, always put a plastic garbage bag over your paint tray, so that when you're finished you just pull the bag off, turn it inside out, and your rubbish is all gone, and you've still got a paint tray that's usable. They're buggers of things to clean up.